Sure. Sana, thank you. So, hi, Abhi, how are you? So, we are having a lot of participants to attend this session. So, most of
Yes,
them
I
are,
can see that.
yeah, most of them, I guess, like you know about them. So, our previous participants are also over there. I guess there are a lot of other participants who are the new ones. So, we can start the session, Abhi. I'll
Okay,
just make.
okay, sure. Okay,
And
so let me share my
we
screen.
we were saying something like because of your past training, he has got very good, you know, positive this one, and he is already working in TRM side.
Who is working on TRL?
Sir, me, Kamran.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kamran. Yes, yes,
How are you,
I'm
sir? Sir, I
I'm
am
fine.
working
I'm
on
fine.
letter of credit in these days.
Okay, great, great, great. Yeah, I remember the last batch is like, I think you are there,
Yeah.
Kamran. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's start that. Let's start. Let me share my screen. So basically,
Hello,
how do yeah, can you hear me? Is my voice audible?
hello,
Yes.
hello, hello.
Yeah, Shanti Panda, we can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead. You have anything to
Okay,
say?
yeah. Sorry, am I talking to Avi, please?
May I know is this?
Hello. My name is Shanti Ranjan Panda.
Yeah, yeah. Please carry on. Please,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, yes. Am I talking to Avi, please?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Yes. So today is my first session. I need one demo regarding that thing that we need to study upon. But before that, I need to know that what are the things and what are the job prospect over these things will be happened.
Okay, Shanti, I can discuss this career perspective and these things later part of it because at the end of the session, I will, uh, I mean, answer to all the queries, like, if you have anything. So, first of all, let's focus on the topic we're going to discuss and how the cash management, how we have designed the things. And later on, any career related stuff, how this would be profitable for you, we can discuss it. Yeah. So let me
Is
share
this
my
the
screen.
is this the
Before I,
first session
Mhm.
or is this the first
Yeah, it's
session?
a demo. Yes, it's a demo.
First one, first one.
Correct, correct. It's a demo. So we have not yet started the batch. So once
Okay,
we
okay
get
then,
the
please, please.
enrollment
Okay
participant
then.
from this demo, yeah.
Okay, okay,
So I'll be
okay.
muting all everyone. Okay. So you can see my screen. So how we have designed the course. The course is not only focusing on the cash management, the new S4 HANA cash management. You can see the duration of the course is, we're expecting that it will go to the 45 to 50 hours more than that. And what we're going to discuss? We're going to discuss about the what is the pain areas of SAP Treasury Manager pain areas. So example, before he start the activities, daily activity, the first thing he's going to see what is the cash position of it. And we're going to understand the detailed part of it. What are the different Fury apps are available and via which how we get rid of all these pain areas like, see the daily cash position, actual cash positions, liquidity forecast, because these are the activities he has to perform on the daily basis. And apart from that, we also learn about what is a new feature. I mean, S4 HANA, we are not going through the ECC cash management because in ECC cash management, it was not so impactful like the S4 HANA cash management. I'll tell you the details of it. We have a complete slides where we discuss about the what is the difference between the ECC cash management versus S4 HANA cash management. Apart from discussing the cash management, we also include in this curriculum because many of the participants they are not aware about this called electronic bank statement or data medium exchange. So someone has contacted me last time. They say that they also wanted to understand how to work on a data medium exchange. Like when you're talking about the data medium exchange, we basically talking about the payment files. how to send the payment files to the bank. The payment uh, generating the payment file, it requires a configuration of it. So in this cash management course, we have included how to create end-to-end data medium exchange, how we going to send this data medium exchange DME files. We also discuss here the bank-to-bank transfer, because S4 HANA comes with a lot of new features, with the new Fiori apps, with the bank-to-bank transfer. There is a feature called, how the cash management, you can see the different aspect, and there are new things which is included called new cash trade request without integrating with the Bloomberg, without integrating with the Foxfall or 360T, because 360T is an trading integration tool platform. I mean, treasury. It's called TMS tool, Treasury Management System, where that all the trades to be performed. So if someone is not taking that, because this tool is not a free of cost. 360T is a trading platform integration tool, and it requires a subscription for that. And there are minimum 4,62,000 amount for the single subscription. So if the client is not looking for this kind of trading platform integration tool, how they can create the forex trade request or cash trade request into the SAP with the help of cash management. So we're going to discuss about that things also. There's a new feature called trade request, and we also see the various other features which has come with the S4 HANA cash management, that is called your cash concentration or cash pooling. What is the cash pooling functionality? What is the cash concentration? And we also understand the a separate topics we have thought of discussing called electronic bank statement configurations, and also what are the impact of electronic bank statement, or when you execute the F110, how this data will come from the from those transaction and in available in the cash management Fury. So this is what we have designed, and it is not only we focusing on the cash management, but we also parallelly focus on the various other tools called the how to do the electronic bank statement, intraday bank statement, memo records
Abhi,
creations, liquidity
uh,
forecast.
sorry to sorry to
Mhm.
disturb, Abhi. I want to ask one question here.
Yeah, can you please ask the question at the end of the session, because we have kept that time for you, because otherwise what happened, I'll not able to complete the session, because one by one each and everyone will ask the questions.
Okay,
So if you
okay,
have
go
any
ahead. Sorry,
questions,
go
I
ahead.
request you, please end of the session. I'll give you sufficient time to everyone to put your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Abhi. I'm
Yeah.
putting everyone on mute,
Let's talk.
guys. So sorry actually. So we want to give you a full time to get an overview of the things, because there are almost 23 or 24 participants are there. So we are going to give everyone the sufficient time later on. Okay, the flow will not be break in between. Thank you, guys.
Yes, and apart from that, there are certain features available called what is the bank hierarchy? Because in S4 HANA Cash Management, there's a features called the bank hierarchy. How are we going to leverage the bank hierarchy? We can also see that, let's say you have a multiple banks, and how you can group together with the S4 HANA Cash Management using the uh, bank account hierarchy. This is the new Fiori app, given for the S4 HANA clients. So apart from that, so what I'm trying to say, we trying to understand each and everything about the cash management, and also we understand when a bank statement gets uploaded, how the cash positions, how this update into your cash flow analyzer or your cash management report. So let's begin with, now this is the course curriculum of that. I think you all have this one. So let's start. So this is a small PPT I have created. So example, the first thing is, uh, what is a bank account management light? It's called a basic bank account management. It's called BAM light. See example, now previously you might have seen that, or the people who are already from the SAP FICO already doing the support or implementation, they would be knowing that previously bank account management, it was a part of configurations. So example, if you wanted to create a bank account management, what normally people do, normally consultant will do, they will configure all the house bank configurations via the configuration route, be it your house bank creations, your bank account creation, your let's say your bank key creations, then your house bank creations, all FBs, FP, everything like bank determinations, everything from right from the your house bank creation, the basic house bank creation, it was a part of configurations. Now what happened is, after S4 HANA came into picture, SAP has provided an options like those who wanted to those who wanted to utilize the new features of the bank account management. So what is the new bank account management? What is the basic bank account management? Let me tell you. So for that, let me go to the system and tell you. Just give me a moment. So I'll go to the SPR screen, SAP reference IMG. So you can see that now this under the financial supply chain management, we have the under the financial supply chain management, we have a cash and liquidity management folder. At, and this is the folder where we configure all our cash management stuff. Example, for them, the most important configuration would be the under the general setting called basic define basic settings. So this screen determines whether you wanted to go with the basic cash account management, basic bank account, bank or cash account management, or you wanted to go with full scope. When I'm talking about the basic, there are two things. Zero one is called the basic scope. When I'm talking about the basic scope, I'm basically meaning this called BAM BAM Lite or called basic bank account management. Now, what is the basic bank account management? So you know right now, creation of bank account. So example here, if I go to, let's say, to my uh, FI12. What is the FI12 transaction? This is a transaction to create a house bank account. Let's say if I go to my any new company code, let's say TR02 company code, and I'll go here. This is my company code, and this is my house bank. So what normally we usually, normally we do that in the house bank, we configure all our house bank account ID. Let's say if you go here, let's say I wanted to create, let me see what are the banks. City, ICICI, SBI. Let's say I wanted to add one more bank called Axis Bank. Let's say Axis. And let's say my country is in India and my bank key. Let, let's say this is the bank I wanted to create to the Mira Road branch. So in ECC, what happened, or in the, normally in the ECC time, you create your house bank. After you create a house bank, let's say you're given an ID of house bank Axis, and you link your house bank with your bank key. And then we go to the normally the bank account. Now, if you see that bank account is no longer available to create, to configure. Now, the moment I go to this bank account, if I go to this bank account, it will tell me this bank account is no longer, it's only the view object. That means you cannot create anything from this particular screen. And you can see there's an option to create. If you click on that, it will go to this old screen called NWBC screen. Now NWBC SAP when it has come with that 1509 or 1503, the first version of the S4 HANA. At that point of time, they have come up with the option called NWBC, via which you can go and create a bank account management. But after that, I think 1809 onwards, SAP not recommending, or rather, it is not suggested to go with this NWBC screen to create your bank account. Now, many times you find that this will not open because, I mean, it will not open, it may be disabled. So what happened instead of that, SAP has given an option to create this bank account using the Fury app called, let me go to the Fury app called Manage Bank Account app. Manage Bank Account. Manage Bank Accounts. So if you go to this app, let me share that. So via which you can go and create this. 1 minute. You can go and create your bank account. So you can see there are so many apps are there. Manage bank account hierarchy, manage global hierarchy. So we'll go to the manage bank account app. So using this app only, now you can only create this particular bank account. So in order to create this bank account, you have only option to go and create this bank account details, not the house bank, only the bank account details, like where you can give the account ID. House bank already you have created. You can go and create the account ID and bank account GL account details from here. Now okay, it's not showing, right? Okay, so using this app, you can go and create your bank account. Now, my question is this option, whether you go with the basic bank account management, or we call it as a BAM Lite, or you go with the advanced bank account management, in both the cases, the creation of bank account is no longer part of configuration anymore. The creation of the bank account is a part of it's a part of master data. So example, as I said, you go to the manage bank account app, and using this app, you can go and create your bank account details. So once you create the bank account details, these details will appear here. Example, I'll go to some other bank account details. Let's say I go here, and you can see that these details. So using using the Fiori app called a manage bank account, you enter these details. Not only these details for account ID, there are a lot of other features available into that. Example here, if you go click on the creation, let's go, if we click on the create bank account, you can see there are a lot of fields should be available. What is your account number? What is the bank number? What is the bank key? What is the currency? What is the company code? What is the account type? Now, this account type, if you remember, there is no option in ECC to create. Let's say if I go and give some number, let's say TR02, and if I go to the bank account type, and you can see there are account type available, whether the bank account you have created, it's a current account or a fixed deposit account or a loan account. All these things you can define it here. Now the question may comes, when you're creating everything from the Fury app, then what's the difference between the you taking the basic bank account management versus advanced bank account management? So what happened is, example, if you um, SAP, what they are saying, SAP is saying that if your requirement is only to create a bank account, and that too directly going manually directly, that means whenever there is a creation required, let's say you have created one bank account, you go and create a house bank from the FI0, FI12, and then you come to the Fury app and you go and maintain your bank account. And this bank account would be created by the treasury, end users. So in this case, what are the features you'll be missing? If you go with the basic cash management, you can only have an option to go and create the bank account from the Fury app, like we have shown it. Like you have to go and create bank account, and once it is get created, you can see these details would be appear into FI12. So this is only for the view access. In order to go and create this creation, nodes are available in this screen. So that is what you're saying. If your requirement is only to create the basic bank account, you don't want to use advanced features of S4 HANA cash management or S4 HANA advanced bank account management, then you can go and use the basic bank account management. The SAP call it as a BAM Lite. Now, the cash and bank account management, it's a separate license is required because in case of BAM Lite, SAP is not charging anything. In the basic BAM Lite, you can use it without making any payment to the. But when it comes to the advanced bank account management, okay, if you wanted to use the advanced bank account management, then your basic scope will not work. That means your BAM Lite will not work. In that case, you have to go with the full scope, or we'll call it as an advanced bank account management, BAM. Or now the new term of the bank account management called relationship management, BRM. So what are the features of the new BRM functionality? The first feature is that so in that you can see in if you wanted to use the advanced bank account management, you have to pay separate licenses is required for that to activate. Using this, you not only can use the new features, new key features of the bank and cash management. Not only that, if you wanted to use I mean, this is little old screen. So I will go back to the other screen as well for the timing. I just wanted to show you like what are the features. So example, in case of basic BAM Lite, you have an option to activate directly. But if you wanted to do some, dual control system, example, let's say there would be one maker and checker functionality. Example, one person get created a bank account and another person will going to approve. If this kind of maker and checker functionality you wanted to utilize, then that is called the dual control, and also there is called activate via workflow. Now, what is the difference between the dual control versus workflow? I'll explain to you. See example, in the dual control, what will happen? Let's say I am one of the user who has created a bank account. Once I created the bank account, it will not get activated. That means it will save the bank account as a draft versions. And let's say I'm the another user, I can go and approve. Any user can go and approve whatever has been created by the other person. If let's say Sana is creating the bank account, I can go and approve, irrespective I have gotten authorization or not. That means the only system here will check that the initiator cannot be the approver. So there is a risk involved into it. That means anyone can, apart from Sana, can go and approve the bank account management. But when it comes to the workflow, there is a proper role defined to it. Example, if I have created, and let's say Mr. Smith is the person who's supposed to approve your bank account, then we have to define the workflow, the details. Like, this is the only Mr. Smith allowed to approve the bank account. So in that case, whenever you create, the approval get triggers and it will go to the Smith. And Smith validate that these things, whether all the information entered by me is correct or not. And on the basis of that, if will find everything is correct, he will approve. And that is the best way to do that using the workflow. Because workflow, you have a proper role defined to it. Apart from that, there is a called snapshot functionality available. What is the snapshot functionality? This is one of the features which is being used in the memo, which is a part of cash management tool. There are so many transactions which cannot be triggered automatically based on the financial transactions, or let's say there are certain transactions for which no GL account get posted, but management wanted to keep in track of it. Let's say I have to make a payment to my tax after 7 days. Now, what will happen? This is called a prediction for me. Or let's say if I am to do let's say revenue forecasting for my entire 12 months. So what option for me? Either I can go and implement the SAP BCM BPC module, where you have a special feature called planning and consolidation. There you can go and maintain. But again, then it's a again different tool, different module, and it has a lot of cost to it. So in order to, if you only wanted to maintain, let's say forecasted revenue, okay, so in that case, what is the tools available for you? You have a tool available called memo records. So using the memo records, you can do lot of such kind of posting which does not get impacted to your general ledgers. So once sometime, I mean, normally what happens, let's say for any accounting posting, once the accounting posting done, and let's say for the particular GL, if we activate the planning level, which is the customizing tool for the cash management, then what will happen based on the posting, based on the planning level data or planning group data, system capture those data and then update this data to the cash management report. So in that case, there is a call enable snapshots. The snapshot is something like there are lots of memo records we normally created. This function is not a new function. This function was available in the ECC time also. But what happened whenever you create a memo records, let's say you create a memo record for today, let's say you wanted to do some forecasting after 7 days. Let's say you have to make a payment to tax after 7 days. So what you do, you create a memo records, and that memo record would be lasting for the I mean into the system until unless accounting posting done. So once before the accounting posting done, what we normally do, we go and delete those memo records, or we give an option to auto expire those memo records. So once you auto expire this memo record, the memo records will no longer be available. Let's say after 1 year, if anyone wants to see that, so in the last year, how many memo records I can create it into the system? I cannot see those. I cannot keep a track of those. Once those memo records get extracted from the system, you cannot. It's no longer available to view that. So SAP understand that particular, the pain area, and that's why they have come up with a snapshot functionality. Now what happens? Even though you delete those memo record, but still the snapshot functionality means the data will still be there in the memory. So whenever you wanted to see the report, using the snapshot functionality, you wanted to see on the so function day, what are the memo records I have created and which is a part of snapshot. You can see that even though the memo record originally be deleted. There is one more functionality which is available called cash trade request. This is a new functionality, and this functionality is available only for money market and forex transactions. What are these things? These are features. These features is a part of your cash management. So example, if your client doesn't want to use the trading platform integration tool like 360T or Foxfall, in that case, they can go with a cash trade request forex and or investment request. It's called trading, cash trade request. If you go and see example, if you go to this particular screen, whenever you click on create, okay, this may be little old system. Okay, 1 minute. This may be little old system, but I mean, if you go to the new server, you can see that the moment you click on that, there are two options will come. Option will come call to create a memo record. So no problem. I'll go to the memo records. So manage memo records. You can directly go and create from the SAP Fury app. So these are new features of it. And apart from that, now S4 HANA has come up with the new versions of the cache conditions or the cache pooling functionality. So what is the cache pooling functionality? Using the cache pooling or cache concentration functionality, let's say I have got 100 banks of account. I mean 100 bank account. Now let's say I've got 100 current account for the different bank. Now what I'll do, I know the minimum quarterly average balance, I have to keep it 10,000. So keeping it aside, if any amount more than that, I can pull that money from the particular account and concentrate into a particular bank account. So let's say this is concentration account where I can pull all the money, whatever the excess over and above of 10,000, and keep it in a particular account. From there, I can either do the investment or make a payment. So this is another functionality, and there are lot more features, lot more functions available. Example here, if I talk to that, let me the basic cash, I mean the cash operation, you can see there are a lot of KPIs are there, a lot of new KPIs. Like you can go and see your bank statement monitor, your cash position, cash flow analyzer, make bank transfer, keep bank transfer, track of bank transfer. So many KPI reports, many your cash flow analyzer app, many things are apart. And apart from that, if you wanted to load your bank statement data manually, you can also do that. That would be required at the time of cutover activities when you have to do that. So all this functionality is now a part of your management. So now let's go to the our presentations. So that's what we have discussed. Like what are the new features available? So this is I have taken from the another new S4 HANA 2024-2023 screen. So you can see there are a lot of changes. So you can see that this is the new advanced features: enable snapshot, enable cache trade request, and you can do bank account management control either from the direct or via dual control or via workflow. Okay, and also you can link your FICA account, bank account contract type. Now, what are the changes in the ECC versus S4HANA? So I have just made it in Excel now. You can see that these are the changes. This is I have created for one of the project. So where we have just shown to a client like these are the changes. May not be, so I'll just summarize it like that. So there are a lot of new API like KPIs come into the cache for in the S4 HANA cache management. Where in ECC those reports are not there. When you're talking about the various KPIs, various Fury app, example, let's say bank statement monitor. Now, bank statement monitor, it is something like if you can activate the bank statement monitor in the two ways. One would be if you implemented the BCM, bank communication management, you can do that. Or also if you have taken advanced bank account management, via which also you can activate the bank account, bank statement monitor app. And in ECC, there are certain things. Example, like in ECC, the classic, we call it as a classic cash management report, which get activated with the transaction code FF7A and FF7B. Now, if you go and execute those FF7A and B, this app is no longer available. Example here, if I go here, FF7A cannot be executed. You need to have an SAP note implemented. So, I mean, the client who still wanted to go with the classic cash management, they still can do that. They have to write a mail to SAP or they have to implement the note. Once they do that, they will they can activate. But the point is, why to go with the classic bank as classic cash management? Because in the classic cash management rule, the basic problem is you have to create a lot of account grouping of the account. Based on the grouping, it will go and open that. It will go and show the report. And as per the old logic, you can say opening balance logic, how it has been written. It has the way the opening balance logic. It was little. I mean, I'm not going with the greater details of it. What I'm trying to say, the in the classic cash management report, it was more like a drill down approach. That means if you go and execute the report, there is a one layer of report come. Again, you click on that. Again, second layer of report come. Third layer of report. Like that, you have to go click, 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 and then you can see what is the final balances. And you have to create lot of grouping of your bank account. Second limitation is, let's say Let's say in SAC, uh, like, let's say you're uploading a bank statement. Example, whenever you uploading a bank statement, in the bank statement configuration, like, electronic bank statement configuration, we define the cash management group, like your cash management, your planning data, right? Your planning data, your planning group. Let's say planning data, cash management planning data, we enter. Now, many times you might have seen that whenever you upload the bank statement, it is failed for many reasons. Maybe the bank statement, I mean, maybe let's say system unable to identify open item, or maybe rules are not properly defined, or bank account might not have defined for that. There would be multiple reasons for which bank statement do not get up, I mean, not uploaded and gives an error message. So what will happen in that case? Once the bank statement get uploaded, only then you can see the cash position report, that data into the cash management report. So until unless, let's say in normal circumstances also you've seen whenever you loaded the bank statement, many transaction get failed because some one or other information is missing. Now it has a big impact. The people, the cash treasury manager who will see the report, he will not see and identify the actual position because there are so many entries has not been posted. It has an impact. Let's say there is an inflow of cash which is not posted because the rule has not been properly defined for any of the reason. Now, because of that reason, what will happen? It will not get updated to the cash management report. And the treasury manager basic function would be to go and see the daily cash positions. What is the reason for that? Because treasury manager is the person who will take care of all sort of making payments to the customer, receiving payment to the vendor, making payment to the vendor, or receiving payment from the customer. They will take care if there is no fund available. What are the ways to do that? Whether they will break the FD, or whether they will take a loan, or they will use the cash concentration rule, whatever way they will decide it on that, how what to be done. So this kind of functionality, when your bank statement not get posted for all the transaction, and because of that you cannot able to see your actual cash position, it impact your treasury manager. So treasury manager cannot able to view the true and fair value inside the cash management report. So in S4 HANA, what the features SAP has added, let's say you have loaded a bank statement, even though bank statement did not post it to accounting, still the cash management gets updated and you can go and see the report into the cash management report, whether it's an inflow or outflow. So that is of a great help to the cash manager because they can see the actual cash position, and based on that they decide how to, whether to, I have a sufficient fund to make the payment, or I what are the cash position, my daily cash position, how much money is coming, how much I have to make a payment, all this stuff. And you can see the cash memo records, S4 HANA cash memo, because in ECC, whenever you go and create an memo records, you have to go and use the T code FF63. And then if you wanted to go and change, there is another transaction code you have to go and change. And then if you wanted to delete or make changes, you have to go two or three different transaction code. You have to go to create a memo records, to display the memo record, to change the memo record, like that. But now what happened? Under one screen only, let's say under the manage memo records, you can go and see everything under a single screen. So example here, if I go to a memo records, manage memo records. So using this manage memo records, you not only can create it, you can see that you can submit, you can release, you can reject, you can delete, everything can be performed from the single screen itself. Okay. So this is one of the best features it's given. So now come back to this. So as we say that, what is the main activities of the treasury managers? So example, they every day they will go and see what is their cash. So here you can see what are the different memo reports has been created, which are the active, inactive, all these things you can see that here. Now, if I go to my cash operations, so here I see the cash flow analyzer app. So this is the report where every day, the first thing the cash manager go and see that to understand what is their daily cash position. Let's say if you have got hundreds of banks, for each bank, they can go and see the report. A minute, it's taking time. Maybe this is a Fury app. They will go and see the report. Uh, the very morning, they will go and see and understand what is the cash position. And you can see the cash flow analyzer app. This is a very extensive app. So if you go and see the standard, if you click on the standard, you can select view. You can see there are three views available. One is called actual cash flow, cash position, and liquidity forecast. Now, what is cash position, actual cash flow? Your actual cash flow is nothing but your the 1 minute. You're nothing but your the reconcile balance sheet. That means whatever balances which is added to your bank account, that balances it will show you. Now, if you see this report, you can see how this report appears. You can see this is, let me go to the cash position because there will be a lot of more data should be available. So you can see that the report will look like what is the opening balances and what is the closing balances. So its closing balance after this, bank statement goes and updates, it will show you the balance like that based on your opening and closing balances. So in case if you wanted to see that this is the total amount, so what are the details inside? If you wanted to see item-wise details, you click on that and it will ask you what you wanted to see. You can say that you can check the cash flow items, check the cash flow item. So it will show you all the details at the line item wise, it will go and show you. So this is one of the report. And so what is the difference? As I said, like there are three views of that. There are three CDS views. One is if you wanted to see the actual cash flow, the actual cash flow is nothing but your the reconciled one, the electronic banks, I mean, your main house bank, whatever the balances in your main house bank, it will show under the actual cash flow. And what about the cash position? When you talk about the cash position, we basically understand the two things. One is under cash flow, we also see actual cash flow plus your in transit accounts. Example, what do you mean by in transit account? Let's say incoming bank clearing account, outgoing bank clearing account, your payment request clearing account, right? All these things, example, all these things, all this data you can see as a part of your cash flow, cash position there. So if you keep it standard view also, everything it will show you. So it is not only example, this cash flow analyzer will not only the show the report based on the only your bank account or also example, let's say from the treasury perspective for the FIMM FISD perspective, whatever the data is available, example, I wanted to see the forecasted transaction, we call it as a liquidity forecast. So under the liquidity forecast, what will happen? Let's say PO gets created. The moment the PO gets created into the system, it will appear in the cash flow analyzer report as a part of your liquidity forecast item. It will show you what is the amount of liability because whenever you create a PO, it will show the liability of transaction because ultimately you have to pay that much money to the supplier. Similarly, if the sales order gets created into the system, it will appear as a receivables. So any sales order get created, it will show you 1 minute. Just give me 1 moment. Someone is knocking my door. Just give me 1 minute. So it will show you all these transactions. So right from this PO creations to sales order creation to GRN creation to invoice creation. But the way you see the data, it would be different. So when the PO get created, it liability position. Similarly, if any data get created into the treasury, let's say any loans has created, and that data also appear as an forecasted transactions. Similarly, if you wanted to create not only so all the modules respective like whether you wanted to bring the cash flow transaction from the FICA module to the SD module to MM modules to treasury modules, everything you can integrate it with the in the cash management tool. So you can see all these transactions, all this data into the cash flow analyzer app. How we can see that? There is a config regard that we have a planning level data, planning group, and apart from that, especially for the liquidity forecast, we have a lot more things like we have to have a derivation we have to define, we have to define GL with the flow types. And if you see this report, you can see this report, the cash flow analyzer app, you can use this report. Let's say if you wanted to only see the currency wise, let's say you wanted to see only the USD currency, and you can go execute based on the company code and validate, it will show you the only USD. So if you do not give any currency, it will show you all the currency. Now there are things called time period. So what is the time period? So time period can be, as all you know, the cash position report, cash management reports has gotten used for the short term, very short term. Like if you're talking about the cash position report or actual cash position report. Normally, the cash position, actual cash position report, I wanted to see daily basis, but whereas cash position report, actual cash position report, but whereas cash position report, I wanted to see the duration of the things would be if I want to do a prediction for 3 to 5 days, I can go with that. So that's the reason you can see the time horizon. If we by default, it would be D7. That means the durations of that, how the data will appear. Let's say in the time period, if you give the D7, the data would be appear from today's date to 7 days. Like from today to 7 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like that, it will show you the report. So because it is used for very short purpose. It also use cash management report can also be used for the medium term to long term when we go with the liquidity forecast report. What is a liquidity forecast report? That like your sales order, your purchase order, your treasury transactions. So all these things are part of your forecasted transactions. Let's say when you create a PO and we wanted to see this PO is due, let's say after 3 months. So it will show you the liability position after 3 months. I mean, let's say PO get posted today and it will show the liability up to 3 months. Okay, this is the date on which it would be paid, it would be due. So there will be liability position created. So like that, if the sales order get created into the system, it will create some receivable position into the system. Like that, we have so many GL accounts. So all these GL accounts, we can map it to the flow type and bring it to the cash management under the liquidity forecast report. Use all these things, we can able to identify what is my futures payable, futures receivables, and all this. And based on that, I can do many planning on that. So when you're talking in the plan, so there are a lot of different planning tools are available. Example, SAP has currently given, if you wanted to do the planning, you can previously we are using the BPC module for the planning level, but now SAP recommended to use SAP Analytical Cloud that is called SAC to do all this planning data. So you can do all your planning into the SAP Analytical Cloud, okay, and you can see the report into that module, not here. So but it is very costly, it is not comes with a very easy rate, like you have a lot of, I mean, if you wanted to implement SAP SAC or BCM, it has a different cost altogether. Let's say if customer doesn't wanted to do that and they still wanted to use the planning, they can use the memo records to do this kind of planning, like let's say forecasted revenue, forecasted expenses, all these things, they can do it under the using the memo record if they don't wanted to go with a cash management, let's say VPC module or analytical, SAP analytical cloud. So this what I just thought of giving a brief idea about that report altogether. So I this is just a first day, so I thought of just giving a idea like what we how we're going to do that, what are the things we're going to discuss it. So like that, we'll touch upon all the areas of SAP treasury, sorry, in the cash management. Like as we said, we not only understand the cash flow analyzer, we also understand how to create different layers of grouping the banks called bank hierarchy. We also use the memo records. We understand the functionality of memo records, how I have implemented memo records in my current project. Also, we also see the new features like cash trade request, how the new functionality is given to a client who cannot afford to implement SAP 360T or Foxwall. In that case, how they still utilize the functionality of case trade, uh, forex trade request into the SAP using the cash management tools. We also understand various configuration of the liquidity management and various other places. When you do the advances, making advance payment, that time also you can define the planning level. So planning level data, it is not only respective to bank account or house bank or bank clearing. It has to be also different configuration. Let's say at the electronic bank statement level, or your example, your electronic bank statement level, your any advance payment to customer, advance receipt from the customers. So from that also there's an option, you can give the your planning level data. From there it will get captured and it will pull all the report to the cash flow analyzer. So with this, I just wanted to do an end of the session, and now I keep the open questions from all of you. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask me.
Okay. Good morning, Avi.
Yeah, hi, Raj.
Yeah, this is Raj, brother Raj. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Raj.
Do
How
you
are you?
remember me? Hello?
So you have any question, Raj?
Yeah, I have questions. Just wanted to say, please
Mhm.
remember me. I remember very well in the last session that we attended for TRM. The
Yes,
question
yes.
is,
Uh-huh.
are we planning to include a session on in-house banking and cross-border solutions? Anything on that?
Raj, just to tell you,
Mm,
cash management and in-house cash management, it's a two different thing.
okay,
Because definitely I'm trying to bring the in-house cash also, maybe
okay,
in a separate session, because in-house cash is completely different topic
okay,
and completely different understanding.
okay.
So here we trying to focus more on banking or
Okay,
cash management rather than in-house cash.
fair enough. And then the second thing is on the banking integration, the DME. You're going to show the demonstration in terms of end-to-end solutions, correct?
Yes, you're right. I'm going to do that. Except
Uh,
the
uh,
payment file, I cannot send it to bank.
uh,
Okay, that things
I
I
know
cannot do because
that. Yeah, some people
yes,
have
till the
uh,
time we
uh,
go and create and DME files will get generated. Yes,
mm,
we'll do that.
okay. In the real world, Abhi, that DME file, you need to
Mhm.
configure the tunnel connection with the bank, correct?
Correct.
Okay, no problem.
It would be kind of a connection. They will be either host to host
Mm,
or maybe now many banks they are going with the multi-bank connectivity.
yeah.
So now
Mm,
SAP come up with the multi-bank connectivity
mm,
where the moment you generate the file,
mm,
it will pull the file from the particular path,
mm,
logical path, and I mean it has got a L1, L2 something, this two
mm,
server, and via which they will send the file directly to the bank and
mm,
receiving acknowledgement from the bank from the multi-bank connectivity. Because here there are two things. A multi-bank connectivity,
mm,
it requires substantial subscription. I may not show in the into the end-to-end system, but at least I can give you good overview what is the multi-bank connectivity, how it
mm.
works.
Great. So just want to say that I can't wait to join your session. Okay. As usually
Okay.
as usually you're super duper.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj.
Yeah, Abhi, I
So
have a
any
similar question as somebody has brought it up before this. So when you say the DME file, definitely that's an important topic for me as well. DME file setup, you said you're gonna do the code, I mean, a whole end-to-end setup, right? Creating a
correct, correct.
DME file
Mhm. Yes.
structure as well, right? Yeah, I mean, there are some, most of the time is just a plain file does not work. So how do we change some structure in those files? So we also will look into that as well, right?
Yeah, you see that once you understand how to create what is atom, what is conditions, that
Correct.
would be enough to do any correction in the files. Yes, you
Okay,
can do
cool.
that. Once you
And
learn that thing, how to
mhm,
do the configuration, how to design the entire file from the scratch, right? The files, how to bring the field into the file, into the DME. So
right.
once you understand, you can do any sort of correction into the existing. Because let's say you are working in the, call IHC system, because there are a lot of payment. I mean the fails. I mean it will lot of DMEs get failed. So you
Correct.
can do the correction after doing that particular courses. Yes, that would be there.
And definitely you'll be showing us a different file format, right? Basically, not everywhere,
Yes,
every a region has the same requirement everywhere. Like they use
exactly.
different file format.
So
Like CAM,
sure,
like
sure.
in these days,
See,
like in Europe and US, CAMT 53 is something. Those file format is getting popular.
the
Correct?
file format is not an important thing. The thing is how to do the configuration is important. I tell you why.
Yeah.
Because now, if you understand the how to create a file from the scratch, let's say TXT format, that is your main mother things. I mean, it's a source of all these things. Okay. Because if you see that XML file, which is coming with all pre-configured details, most of the time if you download, if you copy any XML file, 20202022, most of the time you find it is all the fields are mapped. So you have to do a little configuration into that if you're copying. But mostly, if you wanted to learn the how to create a DME, we
Hmm.
also always go with the first to understand the basic from the text file. Because as I say, once you learn the basic from the text, you can do any configuration because copying the XML file is very easy. And you normally what happen at this time, nobody is doing that one because in XML, most of the fields are mapped already. You have to do a minimal configuration into that.
Okay. Okay. And also, we will be doing the complete end-to-end logbox as well, where we're gonna use BAI2 file format, correct?
Yes, yes, that is also, yeah, agenda, correct.
Okay. Okay. And also when you say F110, which is the vendor payments, so we're gonna definitely do, and that is when we send the remittance files to the bank.
Exactly.
Correct?
So example, when you execute the F110, at that
Uh-huh.
point of time, DME files generated and
Correct.
it will get stored to the location where you have defined at the OBPM4.
Correct. And also, we're gonna add some more workflow at the payment proposal or something at that level.
No, that is not there. I will give you the SAP note for that
Okay.
because now SAP has come up. You no longer go with the traditional approaches. Now
Mm-hmm.
SAP, as one note has given, once you activate the node, there is a
Mm-hmm.
workflow get triggered. Okay, so this
Okay.
is the new node which is coming in 2023 released by SAP. I will
Mm-hmm.
share you the node. If you go with that node, you have
Mm-hmm.
to activate. There's some kind of what you call some kind of correction program given. So
Uh-huh.
using that, the workflow screen will appear, and you have to go and maintain your, that the
Complete
approver. Yeah,
approvers.
the approver. And
Approval
node I'll be
matrix.
sharing.
Approval matrix there. Okay. All right. So we definitely need a technical help, right? Above help in there, right, to get this
Mhm.
thing
Correct.
set up. Gotcha.
Right. So we're not going to take care of any workflow stuff,
Yeah.
but yes,
We
I'll share that particular S node
but provide us
that
the
you can
guidance.
go and
We'll get
implement to
that.
your company. Hmm.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. More important is the
Because why I'm not going to do that? Because I tell you, because we are also doing the BCM here, bank
Mhm.
communication management. In the bank communication management, we going to use leverage the existing workflow instead
Mhm.
of using F110 workflow. We use BCM workflow. But yes, many see nowadays, if you ask me, it is you how you're going to convince your client. Because if you go with a bank communication management, there are a lot of features available. Let's say if you wanted to understand if your bank statement monitor app, your see, nobody would like to see these traditional approaches. Maybe your client may be doing, still they're
Mhm.
doing, working on the F110 workflow. But what is the problem is that in that case, what will happen if you do not implement the bank communication management, you never receive the status file from the bank, and which is a headache.
Mhm.
Okay, I will discuss in later part of it. Okay,
Sure.
anybody, okay,
And
any,
one
apart
more
from
thing,
this,
Abhi, are we gonna use the latest version where all the fields are activated in the Fiori app? I mean, in the Fiori tiles, because most of the, I mean, we were doing something and you could not see those latest version, right? Those pop-ups come in.
it is all our latest versions. Example, screen by screen example. See, if you see 2024, I may not able to show you, but 2022, that is the version which is available, 22 or 23. So that doesn't make a difference. It is all the fields are activated on.
Okay, all right, cool. Thank you.
So apart from any other people, any doubt, any questions?
Abhi,
So
this
Abhi,
is yeah, yeah, please go
yeah, can I ask a question?
yeah, please go
Yeah,
Hello.
Smita, right? Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, Sushmita,
Smita
yeah.
Sabyasachi. Okay, to all you. Okay, let Smita speak, and I'll come back to you, Sabyasachi.
Sorry, your voice
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not clear
please
for
go ahead.
me. You can hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. And how the other people? All are, you can hear me? Hello,
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, we
So,
can hear you.
Okay.
so my question is all about, as it was, you will cover the BCM as well, right? In this. So with the new payment approval, which means with the help of the signatories,
Right.
the workflow will get triggered. So along with the cash
Mhm.
management, the BCM will also get covered completely.
Yes, right. Correct.
Yeah. And you told you will be taking care of the EBS, electronic bank statement, which means the all the string configuration will everything will be covered under this, right? So different string configurations as per each
Search
file
string,
format.
yes, search strings also be part of that. Yes, search strings also part of that. Yes.
Yeah, okay, okay. So because if we see in business, there will be so many file formats are available. So when it comes to EBS, it's really difficult for us to do that configuration. So after this training, we can able to configure all type of the files.
See, normally,
Mm.
if you understand one sort of file, you can do the
Yeah.
configuration any other sort of files. The
Oh,
difficult
okay.
would be what will happen. You can see whenever you go and implement any electronic bank statement, bank will give
Okay.
you the sample file for that for each of the scenarios. So to copy
Okay.
some of the cases, you may not able to understand some of the cases. Some
Oh,
there will be more levels or something you copy, but most of the cases in this training, I will show you how to construct a file from the scratch.
okay. 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 Fine. So covering in-house cash management also.
No, no, in-house cash is a 30 to 40 hour session. I am, it's a only cash management, no in-house cash, please. This is a separate
Okay.
topic I may be taking afterwards, and
Okay.
there's no relation with cash management and in-house cash. So no
Okay.
in-house cash.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, Sabyasachi, please shoot.
Abhi, I just asked I want to ask the question what the previous attended asked you. I just want to know that whether IHC is part of this curriculum.
No, no, IHC is a very huge topic. It cannot part here. It's a simple cash management topic. Along with that, bank account management or electronic bank statement BCM. IHC, once we start, we definitely, if your intention is the IHC, we have not started yet IHC. So once you'll start, we'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah,
You
Abhi,
will.
there is a question in the chat window. So Deepika Shah is asking, her mic is not working, I guess. So she's asking about, what are the job opportunities and roles and responsibilities going forward.
Okay. So example, see electronic bank statement, BCM, it's a kind of a topic which is having a huge demand in the market, and it's all part of FSCM. So example, who has asked the question? Let me check it out. Just 1 minute.
Deepika Shah.
Gitika Shah. Okay. So Gitika Shah, I just wanted to understand, are you already working in SAP or you just wanted to learn the cash management for that? And you are asking from cash management perspective. So if you're asking the only job from the cash management perspective, I would suggest you to do, I mean, like say example, what happened? This cash management, bank communication management, BCM, I was an end user in quality assurance. So what will happen here? If you're already end user, if you know the things, you can go and it would be an additional knowledge for you. Let's say let's say nowadays, many FICO consultant or any treasury consultant been asked in detailed manner, like, okay, you know treasury fine, but you have to tell me how I going to, configure my cash management. This is one of the very critical area for if anybody wants to go for the treasury interview, they always been asked the choose question, whether you know cash management, whether you know BCM, whether you know BCM or cash management. These are two things very common. And along with that, sometimes they ask whether you know in-house cash. So if you say like, FICO with the BCM, with the cash management, you get a greater job opportunity in the market because a lot of openings are coming with the cash management BCM. A lot of people we required for the cash management BCM knowledge with EBS, electronic bank statement or DME files. Because with the expansion of in-house cash, because you not necessarily should know the in-house, but if you know the electronic bank statement, or let's say if you know the DME, you also fit to a job of in-house cash consultant. Because in the in-house cash project, there is a people required who has sound understanding on the DME file format. or electronic bank statement. I mean, sorry, DME, electronic bank statement, because in the in-house cash, there are huge transactions happening, and where the single payment file get loaded, and a lot of knowledge is required in that. So if you learn about the this particular skill called payment medium, how to create a payment file, you also get placed into the IHC, even though you don't know about the IHC as a whole. Any other question?
Sudipta, you are having some queries, right? So you said like you'll be asking in the demo session itself with respect to the number of hours and something. Sudipta, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, Sudipta, please.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, hi.
So Avi, if I consider this one altogether, okay, cash management and BCM, okay. So if I consider all this altogether, it's minimum 30 hours. Does it take 40 hours?
Yes, more than that. Yes. Because initially I thought only take the cash management. Then I
Hmm.
find there are a lot of people who said, I don't know about the payment media file and I don't know about electronic bank statement. Then I said, okay, let me include that. And after that, there are people who said, okay, I also wanted to know how the logbox works. So that way, when I see that it will go definitely 45 to 50, not less than that.
Because if you think, that's why I was thinking this one, okay, in that manner, DME structure and altogether, if you say OBM 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and AL1111 outbound inbound folder and XML file generation. It all take, if you think this one, it is altogether 15 to 18 hours. Okay. And if I consider only the cache management portion, configuration, okay, and that memory code, and finally you need to create all these particular files and posting.
No, no, not only
So,
that,
so
memo records. There are so many things. Example, you heard about this one, cache concentration configurations. Then
yes,
there
yes.
is a new thing called, a trade request. Memo records come with the feature of call that what is it called? Um, I mean, a snapshot, enabling snapshot functionality. Yes. So
So,
many things are
anyway,
there. Like cache management is also not a small topic. When you consider the cash management from the different angle. Let's say cash management from the electronic bank statement perspective, cash management from the F110 perspective, management from the treasury perspective. So there are huge configurations altogether, right? Cash management from the FISD integration, I mean PO onwards, then payment request onwards, right? Like that. Like when you do the bank-to-bank transfer, there is also memo records get updated. I mean, there is also cash management get updated. So yeah, taking everything into a lot of time. So I'm expecting it should be 50 hours, not less than that.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So
Louis,
any other question from anyone? Hmm.
Louis, any question? Like, one second, let me check. I think, oh, I think he left already. Yeah, he already enrolled for this. Can I already? Louis was there. I think you remember Louis, right? So it was from our second batch, right? Abhi? So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember. Yes, yes.
he already enrolled for the this section, but this
Okay,
section.
okay.
Great.
Yeah, yeah. Geetika, you want to say something, or I mean, I can saw that you please elaborate. So the question, what I'm trying to say here, like, what is IFC? IHC, not IFC. It's called IHC, in-house cache. So what I'm trying to say, if you are end user, you have to explore yourself. I mean, you have to do the configuration if you know. You make your resume in a way that you can be a consultant if you know all these configurations. you can manage yourself, but yes, your base would be whether I don't know whether your FICO or along with that cash management, all these things you can make it as an additional things for you, and with that knowledge you can go and give an interview. Let's say your base would be FICO with the cash management BCM. Or let's say your base is treasury with the cash management BCM. Like that, you have to go with that. So
Please clear.
example, if you are only end user and you're thinking to how to explore, it may be difficult, but yes, if you wanted to come to SAP consulting level, you have to change your resume because lot of end user have shifted from the end user activities, end user work to consulting work. So you have to follow the same route.
Great. Thank you, DP. Guys, is there anyone else who would like to ask the questions?
No, background doesn't matter. The thing is, Gitika, your knowledge would be matter a lot. If you are knowledgeable, truly understand, beyond end user activity, you understand how the configuration lies, then, no one can stop you to clear your interview. If you're conceptually fine about the configurations and everything, then the consulting world is for you.
Great. Shanti Panda, you are asking some questions at the initial time. Would you please, if you have any queries, you can ask here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shanti? Oh, Nitya Krishna. Yeah, please go ahead. We can't hear you. I think his mic is having some issue. So guys, if you are having any queries, you can even post in the chat window as well. Or you can open up your mic and you can ask the queries here. All right then. So I think nobody is having any queries, Abhi.
Abhi,
Okay, so
have
then,
another one
yeah,
question.
tell
So,
me.
what about that advanced payment management is completely that also separate module, or
Yeah,
that will be for?
it's a similar like IHC. It's a similar
Okay.
module of I. SAP has given a new name of IHC called Advanced Cash Management. So, if you know IHC, the same configuration, same everything, same for Advanced Cash Management.
Okay. Thank you.
Advanced Payment Management, I think, APM. Not Cash Management, Advanced Payment Management. So that is not included because IHC and advanced payment management is a separate topic altogether, and it requires a lot of things, lot of time altogether, 35 to 40 hours for the particular module. So we maybe in future we going to plan to launch this IHC module because there are a lot of demands altogether. We are trying to set up the system. Once it is ready, then we'll start doing the session on the IHC as well.
So Abhi, you mind sharing your introduction? I mean the file which you were referring, what all you were gonna cover? Um, because I saw there is down payment or something also you mentioned in your.
Yeah, I think the Sana will going to share this particular the file to you all. If you have not received the course curriculum for the cash management, okay, come back to me. Okay, my name Abhi. I'm basically almost in the industry for 20 years. I started my career with the chartered accountant firm, and then I moved to banking and financial sectors for 7 years. I worked for many banks like ICICI, IndusInd Bank, and then I moved into SAP. I started my career with SAP FICO consultant, and then I moved to SAP TRM, and now I'm a solution architect for one of the company. So where I have to, my role is, if you're talking about providing solutioning, we are visiting many clients, giving demo to the clients, different clients, and preparing solutioning for the different clients, making system prepare for that. Also, I go to handle the multiple projects where in my team, there are a lot of people who are juniors, who are new to, many of them are new to treasury, many of them new to EBS cash management. So we also, group them, we make them understand how it works and get the work done from all the people. So this kind of roles basically I'm playing.
Cool. Thank you. And what would be the, I mean, I know Sana should provide us the timelines and when this course should start and, duration and
Yes,
the
yes, I
session.
will. I'll
And
be
also,
sharing it.
okay. All right.
Tentatively, we are planning from next Monday onwards. Sorry, like next Monday, the first session
Uh,
is going to be 20.
Neeraj, let's plan it and then we can confirm.
Okay, 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 fine.
Yes, another timings has to be like, because morning time we work, right? I mean, there's an office here. So
Oh,
let
fine.
us know what time is like, we work on.
Yes, yes, we'll come back to you, Arif. Thank
Should
you.
thank you. So, is there anyone
So
else, guys?
I don't think anyone has got any question. If not, then I can close the session or we can wind up.
Yes, I guess so. So nobody is having any queries. So, guys, if anyone is having any queries with respect to the administration aspect, please reach out to Sana. She'll be handling. She'll
Uh,
be the queries.
Shweta, she raised her hand. Yeah, tell me, Shweta.
So nothing. I just wanted to tell you that yesterday that issue was resolved of mine and it got posted.
Okay, okay, the treasury one, right? Yes, yes, it's a
Yes,
simple issue. Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Abhi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye.